Creating a digital game on Breakout EDU's platform is very easy to do. To get started, we're going to find the My Games tab, and we're going to create a game. That'll take us into our game design space where we can customize all the different pieces of our game. We have a title. It's going to ask us for a game narrative, something to immerse the students in to make sense of the series of locks that they're solving. We can control the game with a timer if we want to. So at the end of whatever time we set, that game will lock itself out. We can decide if the locks within the game need to be solved sequentially or non-sequentially, meaning they have to solve them in order or they can solve any lock at any time. You can customize a background image. The end of game reveal is important as well. You can choose to add an image or a text message of some sort. You can put in a video, or you could create something with Adobe Express. And we can, of course, add a lock. So we can do that here, and we can do that up here as well. I'm going to start right here. The locks that we can add digitally mirror the same types of locks that we can create physically. However, we're not necessarily limited to the number of characters that the physical locks would be limited to. So a text lock or a shape lock or a color lock or a directional lock, those would all be limited to 5 directions or colors or shapes or letters. The number locks would be limited to 3 or 4 numbers. But in the digital game, we can make the combinations as long as we want. So it could be a 10-letter word or 15 directions, actually. Maybe not 15. We'll see how many we can make. So we're limited to the same kinds of locks, but not the same limits. So let's add a lock. And we're going to add, let's start with a color lock. Notice that each lock has a setup story option. We don't have to put anything in here, but if we wanted to add narrative detail here to make sense of why this lock is part of that larger story, we can. We could add links, obviously, as well. And then there's the lock clue. So the lock clue could be an image, and a lot of the games that you'll find on the Breakout site use an image of some sort. It could be more text if you wanted to. It could be a video. Or it could be something that you create with Adobe Express. And I don't want to do that, so I'm going to close that. So we can find an image. Maybe this is going to be our clue. Obviously, that's not a very good clue by itself, but just to show you how the image would upload. And then we select our combination that we want our color lock to be. So you can see we're limited to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces, 10 characters. So I'll go red, green, orange, blue, brown. There's my color combination. When I'm satisfied with that, and I have everything set up the way I want it to, saving and exiting will take me all the way out of the game. If I have more stuff to add, I'm going to go to either add lock, or if I need to change the game information somehow, I can do that right here too. So let's add one more lock. We'll do a number lock, and this is the same deal. I can give some narrative to this lock. I have to have a lock clue of some kind, and my combinations. So now I can just type in my numbers, and that'll be my number combination. You might choose to create a digital game because you want all students to be able to work on it on their own. You might also create a digital game to kind of go along with the physical game. I've found that as you facilitate physical games with a whole class, it can be pretty chaotic when students want to test out theories about different combinations and they all have to go to the same set of physical locks. So it can be really helpful to have a digital version of your box and your locks for students to test out their ideas on.